Hi friends. Transformation and conversion of a sentence in English is an excellent exercise. It teaches us variety of expressions in English grammar. Degrees of comparison is such an interesting topic and it has a prominent place in competitive examinations. Why are you late? Let us get started. I am giving 3 sentences here. Ravi is a tall boy. Ravi is taller than Gopi. Ravi is the tallest boy in the class. In the first sentence, Ravi is a person has a quality tall. In the second sentence, we compare both Ravi and Gopi with the same quality. In the third sentence, we compare Ravi with the rest of the class with the same quality. When we observe these 3 sentences, the adjective tall has 3 degrees. Tall, taller, tallest. These are said to be degrees of adjectives. Positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Let us discuss these 3 degrees in detail. When an adjective refers to one object without comparing with any another object, it is in positive degree. Examples: tall, brave, great, beautiful, and interesting. Comparative degree. When an adjective compares one object with any other object, it is in comparative degree. Examples: taller, braver, greater, more beautiful, more interesting, and so on. Superlative degree. When an adjective compares one object with more than 2 objects at a time, it is in superlative degree. Tallest, bravest, greatest, most beautiful, most interesting, and so on. When we observe, comparative degree and superlative degree of adjectives are formed by the addition of suffixes and prefixes to the base form positive degree. So let us discuss the formation of adjectives. Most adjectives have a single syllable. They form their comparative degree by the addition of r, er as the suffix to the base form, the positive degree. They form their superlative degree by the addition of st or est as the suffix to the base form, positive degree. For example, tall, taller, tallest. Strong, stronger, strongest. Most of the adjectives having more than 2 syllables form their comparative degree by using more, and they form their superlative degree by using most to the positive degree. For example, more beautiful, most beautiful to the positive degree. Talented, more talented, most talented. Few adjectives have 3 different forms, like good and bad. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. How to transform from one degree to another degree is the biggest question. Usually, we have 4 models in degrees of comparison. Model 1. In this model, the sentence expresses that the subject has its highest degree. Ravi is the tallest boy in the class. Ravi is the subject, is the verb, the is the additional part, tallest is the adjective, the remaining part is last part of the sentence. Actually, the sentence is in superlative degree. How can we say? The tallest, the word the adjective represents that the sentence is in superlative degree. So we can transform the sentence without changing its meaning into comparative degree. In comparative degree, the sentence begins with the subject Ravi is the comparative form of the adjective taller. Comparative form must follow than. So we must include any other. So at the end, we must include last part of the sentence. So Ravi is taller than any other boy in the class. So this is the comparative form of the sentence. In positive degree, the sentence begins with no other, then follows last part of the sentence. No other boy in the class, then we have to use verb is. So we have to use positive degree of the adjective between as and as tall as. At the end, we have to use the subject of the sentence, Ravi. The sentence is, no other boy in the class is as tall as Ravi. The structure as follows. The superlative degree is subject, verb, the, adjective, then last part. Comparative degree, subject, verb, adjective, than any other, and last part of the sentence. Positive degree, it begins with no other, last part, verb, as, positive degree of the adjective, as, and subject. Model 2. In this model, the sentence expresses that the subject is one among the highest quality having persons or things. So Ravi is one of the tallest boys in the class. Ravi is the subject, is the verb. So one of the is the additional part, tallest is the adjective part, remaining part is last part of the sentence. Actually, the sentence is in superlative degree. So how to transform into comparative degree? In comparative degree, it must begin with the subject Ravi, then follows the verb is, the adjective part, the comparative form of the adjective taller. Here we have to use than, in many other, or most other. The last part is boys in the class. So we have a confusion here. So what we have to use? Many can be used before the countable nouns. Most can be used before the uncountable nouns. The positive degree, it begins with very few or few, then follows the last part of the sentence, boys in the class, very few boys in the class. Actually, the subject is in plural form, so we have to use the plural of the verb form. So is the verb, so the plural form is are. Very few boys in the class are. So here we have to use the positive degree as, between as and as tall as. Then at the end we have to use the subject Ravi. The sentence is, very few boys in the class are as tall as Ravi. Structures of the sentences are, for superlative degree, subject, verb, one of the, adjective, last part of the sentence. For comparative degree, subject, verb, comparative form of the adjective, then many other or most other, and then last part of the sentence. positive degree, it begins with very few or few. Last part of the sentence, plural form of the verb, then positive degree of the adjective between as and as, then at the end the subject. So these are the structures. Model 3. In this model, we have two subjects only. So there will be no superlative degree. Ravi is taller than Gopi. Here we have two subjects, Ravi and Gopi. The comparison exists between two things or two persons only. Here, while changing into positive degree, it must begin with the second subject, Gopi. Gopi is, we have to use the negative adverb not here. Gopi is not. So we must use the positive degree between so and as. So tall as, we have to use the first subject, Ravi. The sentence is, Gopi is not so tall as Ravi. When the given sentence is in positive degree, we have to transform the sentence into negative one. When the sentence is given in negative sentence, it must be, the answer must be in positive. The structures of the sentence in this model are, for comparative degree, it begins with subject 1, verb, adjective form, then, and subject 2. For positive degree, it begins with subject 2, verb, not, positive degree between so and as, at the end subject. Model 4. In this sentence, we can observe we have a negative comparison. Ravi is not the tallest boy in the class. Ravi is the subject, is the verb, not, the is the additional part, tallest is the adjective. The remaining part is last part of the sentence. Actually the sentence is in superlative degree. Of course, we can change the sentence into comparative degree. In comparative degree, the sentence begins with the subject, then verb. Here we have to use not, then comparative form of the adjective taller. Here we must use than, most, other. After then, we must use the plural form of the noun boys. We don't have to use the singular form boy. So boys in the class. The sentence as, Ravi is not taller than most other boys in the class. The positive degree, it begins with some other. Some other. The last part of the sentence, it must be in plural. Boys in the class, some other boys in the class, are, the plural form of the verb are. Here we have to use semi-negative part, at least, or at least, as tall as. We must use the positive degree between as and as tall as. At the end, we have to use the subject Ravi. Some other boys in the class are at least as tall as Ravi. Structures are superlative degree. It begins with the subject, verb, not, the, superlative form of the adjective, last part of the sentence. Comparative degree, it begins with the subject, verb, not, comparative form of the adjective, then, most other, after then, last part of the sentence which has the plural noun form. Positive degree, it begins with some other, then last part of the sentence which has the plural noun form, then plural verb form, then semi-negative at least, positive degree between as and as. At the end, we have to use the subject. I hope you understand my lesson well. If you want to raise any questions, so please put it in the commentary box. Before that, don't forget to share and subscribe it. Thank you.